welcome to the Music Polyglot channel. Today we're going to have a look at What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Paranoid by The Beaches. Amazing tune, suitable even if you are a beginner. So, if you're not a beginner, by the way, that was all you needed to know. So, you can stop the video now, go ahead and play it to the record. Go get 'em, Tiger. Don't forget that you have tabs and the sheet music, all of that on the Patreon page, link in the description. Let's break all that down in a close-up. So let's begin by talking about the verses. We have two very simple chords in the verses. Chord number 1, open E power chord. We're going to play this open E power chord with just the index. So first we're going to have the open low E, and the index is going to be double stopping on the 2nd fret, both the 5th and the 4th strings. And you're going to avoid the 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings altogether, so you're only going to be strumming the bottom 3. Chord number 2 is an open A power chord, which looks almost exactly the same, except that you are one set of strings higher really in pitch, lower in position. So that means that you're going to have the open A now as your bass note, and your index is going to be double stopping, still the 2nd fret, but now the 4th and the 3rd strings, right? And you definitely want to avoid the low E. So that's chord number 2, open A power chord. Now let me play you the little verse part so that you can hear what's going on, and we'll briefly then talk about the rhythm. So here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that sequence repeats. So you can see very, very simple 2-chord sequence. And as you could probably tell with my right hand, it's also a very simple rhythm. All I'm doing is going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. All down strokes, 4 bars on each chord, and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and I'm down strumming all the 8th notes in the bar. So we have 4 beats in the bar, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and in between those 4 beats we have some 8th notes that we count as ands. So your strumming is counted and played like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You do that for 4 bars, and then you move on to chord number 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Also 4 bars. Then you go back to the E and back to the A one more time. It's twice around those 2 chords in the verses. And then we get on to the pre-choruses. Let's have a quick look at those. I'll go ahead and play them so that you can see what's going on, and then we'll break it down in terms of the chords and the rhythms. Let's say that I'm going to play the last 4 bars of that A chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And here's where the pre-chorus starts. Okay, so we have 3 new chords. They're all power chords, and they're all 3-finger power chords. You're probably familiar with your power chords, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about how to play them. Chord number 1, it's a B power chord, so starting on the 5th string, 2nd fret, right? Then you form your power chord with your ring finger. It's just 2 frets further up, 1 string below. And this is a 3-note power chord, or a 3-finger power chord, so you need to add the pinky right underneath your ring finger. It's just playing the octave of the bass note. Right, so that's the full B power chord. Then you are going to have a C sharp power chord. That's just the same shape, the exact same shape, 2 frets further up. And finally, you're going to have a D power chord, which is just 1 fret higher than your C sharp power chord. Now here's probably the trickiest rhythmic part in the whole song, okay? So we may have to break this down a little bit. Let me play it for you. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if I was to count that rhythm, you would have to go 1 and 4 and 3, 4, 1 and 4. So this is probably worth breaking down because the chords also kind of change where you don't expect them to change. We're going to have 2 bars on the B power chord at the beginning, and the rhythm is going to go like this. If you have your 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 4, and 3, 4. Okay, now it's worth kind of learning that rhythm. So let's repeat it one more time. Now I'll play it at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 4, and 3, 4. Okay, I suggest that you practice this rhythm. You can try and count it, or you can just try and learn it by ear until you memorize it so that you can play along to the track. Then we'll move on to the C power chord, and it's almost a repeat of the rhythm. 1 and 4, right? It's the repeat of the first bar in terms of the rhythm. 1, 2, and... You're still on the C sharp, but on 4 you move up to the D. And then you hold that D for the whole of the next bar, so 4 beats. Let's try, let me play you this whilst I count it so that you can put all these things together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 4 and 3, 4, 1 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you would go into the chorus. Cool, all right. Practice the rhythm in this particular bit as much as you can. This is the hardest bit in terms of the rhythm. Everything else is super simple. Let's actually move on to the choruses now and have a look at those. When you get to the chorus, we are now going to be playing full chords, and they're all bar chords. Let's go through them. Chord number 1, A major. We're playing this as a bar chord. Okay, and this is a full E shape on the 5th fret. Then we have a B, which is the same shape 2 frets further up. This is an E shape because this looks like an E open, which is, by the way, our 3rd chord. And then we go back to the A major. So we have 4 bars. Bar number 1 is A, bar number 2 B, bar number 3 E, bar number 4 A, and then you stay in A to start the sequence again. Alright, so watch out for that double A. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the rhythm. So if you didn't catch it there, first of all, the first thing that changes is my right hand. I'm no longer going to be strumming all downs. We have down ups. So it goes like this, 3, 4. 'Kay, so in terms of the strumming, so your right hand is going to be going down just on the beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you're actually going to be strumming is 1, 2, and 3, 4, 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 1, 2, and 3, 4. Now you may notice that there's something slightly different on the second beat, and that's because it's a muted strum. So on beat number 1 you strum normally 1. On beat 2 you kind of release the tension on your left hand without lifting the fingers, no lifting, so you just release the tension so that you mute your strings, and your second strum happens on that muted sound. And then you push back in for that and 3, 4. Right, so that means that you have 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4. And that's how that sequence is played in the choruses. The choruses are kind of divided into two slightly different feels, but the guitar plays the same pattern throughout the chorus. Obviously, if you feel like you want to play a little more in the second half when the drums go to the right, then feel free to go back to strumming all the 8th notes, and that will sound great. So how's that going so far? Remember that I reply to every question that you leave for me in the comments below. And remember that you have the tabs or sheet music, depending on what the song is asking for, really. You have everything that you need to play it. You have everything that you see on the screen for you to download as a document on the Patreon page, to which I'll leave a link in the description below. There you go, I'm going to get there. So the bridge is actually pretty simple. Let me play it for you so that you can see what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And then that repeats. E major 1, 2, 3. 4 bars on that E major with this pattern, and then A open power chord, also for 4 bars, this time strumming everything down, and then you move back to the chorus. Right, so you probably spotted that I played that A power chord slightly differently on the first and second times. So on the first time I played it with just fingers 2 and 3 like that, and that's because it's a lot more comfortable to do that when you're coming from an E major, right? The second time I played it with just the index, just so that you would recognize it from what we did in the previous sections. You feel free to play it how you find it more comfortable. I find it more comfortable to go from that E major to the A power chord just by lowering these 2 fingers together, right? That makes sense to me, but this only makes sense in the context of that chord change. In the verses, obviously, I would play it with the double stop on the index, okay? So it's okay, it's actually desirable to have that kind of flexibility with how you finger a certain chord, depending on where you're coming from and where you're going to. Now, the only bit about the bridge that's perhaps worth talking about is how you get into the bridge, because it's a little bit unusual how you do this. You come into the bridge from the chorus, unsurprisingly. So the last sequence in the chorus and the transition to the bridge would sound like this. Here we go. So I'm in the bridge already. Okay, so what's happening there? So on the last sequence in the chorus, you leave out the last bar, which would be going back to the A major. And after the 3rd bar, which is to say that E major chord, you connect straight into the bridge, right? So I'll talk you through as I play it. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, second chord. And here, check it out. 1, 2, and 3, bridge. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1. Okay? etc., etc. So keep good count in that last sequence. Your 4 beats, it's only 1 bar, and then you're into the bridge with the open E major chord. And that really is all we have for that tune. Fantastic. So there we have it. That's an amazing, fun song to learn, really. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and if you did and if the video was useful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so that you get notified when more videos come up. Thank you for staying till the end, and I'll see you next time.